Good evening. I'm sorry, good morning. Good morning, good evening, depending upon what time it is when you see this podcast. This is the new Black Wall Street podcast. We're shooting at Uptown Lounge at 140 North Smith Street in Holly Grove, Arkansas. This is my cousin's place. Rab, big up to you, Rab. Big up to you, cuz. Appreciate you and love you for all your support.
And JB. Can't
And
forget about
JB.
him.
Yeah. So they got the liquor store and the lounge, Uptown Lounge, and I appreciate them and for all they do and all their support. Okay, now our guest today is Rakiyah Banks. She's running for mayor of Holly Grove, Arkansas. And my first question to you, Kia, is what got you on this journey?
Well, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised. And my husband, which is Petro Banks, he inherited 200 acres. And we came down here to farm, to start a new life, a peaceful life because Chicago could be hectic, you know.
Yes, Lord.
And to raise our kids in peace, you know.
You're
And
here.
when I got here, we came and sat on one of our lots that we own, and I got here and we was having problems with the mayor. Basically, she was telling everybody that we needed to move our trailer off of our land that we pay taxes on, and so so and there was no essentials here. The school gone. It's in Clarendon. There's no grocery store. There's no gas station. There's no clinic. And I feel like that's hazardous. You know. It's not safe to live in a place where you got to travel to get things that you need. So that's what made me want to run for mayor because I feel like what is being done, for the people. No one is looking out for the people in their best interest. And I feel like I had the withal to take on the I have the time, I have the time because I'm a stay at home mom. I homeschool my children. I homeschool my children. I homeschool my children, and
Yeah, we hear them in the background, but it's okay. Let
yeah,
them
they
go. They
are
kids,
children.
but it's okay.
um, and I mean, I have time. I take care of my husband, of course, take care of my home, but I feel like I have time to do for my people also. Because nobody's tending to these people. The mayor, who should be tending to this place and the people, isn't.
Okay.
So that's what brought me on this journey. I feel like we need help here, big help,
Okay.
a big change.
Well, I know. So let me ask you this question: what makes you think you're the right person for the job?
Well, I'm trustworthy. You know, I'm dedicated. I fight for what I believe.
Okay.
You know, I don't run. You know.
We see that.
I've always been like that. I don't run from a fight.
Okay.
Whether it's looking good or bad.
So if you see a good fight, you get in it,
I
more or
get
less.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm dedicated. I'm loyal. You can trust me. I ain't somewhere stealing.
Okay.
I'm not somewhere lying to line my pockets. I ain't somewhere lying to look good. You know, I tell you the truth, even if it hurt me.
Okay.
You know.
That's an admirable quality. So, what if you won? What's going to be the first thing you do?
The first thing I'm gonna do is get the tax base back because I'm gonna attempt to get the tax base back because there's no tax base in this town, and I ain't never been in a town that didn't have a property tax base.
Okay. So what happened to it?
Well, what I've been hearing is that people signed a petition for it
Hmm.
to go to clarity.
I can't. I mean,
Or they signed a petition for the kids to go. Oh, sorry, it's the kids. But they signed a petition for the kids to go to Clarendon, but all of a sudden the tax base went with them.
Okay. And I've heard a little bit about this, and what I heard was that the school the school was burnt down
Right.
allegedly, and at the school was just come up burnt down that they sent the kids over to Clarendon to their school, but at this I really don't understand because it was a grammar school, and the kids because it was so few kids.
Take her.
It was so few kids at this time that the kids could have shared the building, the high school building, with the older kids. You know,
because when I was in high school, my high school it was elementary on one side and it was high school on one side.
Oh, okay.
They separated us. We never really came in contact.
Right.
You know, but they had they had them separated, but they was in the exact same school.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
Go with
now,
her.
Now
Take her.
This tax base is a sticky situation because, from what I see, nobody wants to talk about it because nobody knows anything about it.
Right.
And from what I understand, what I've been told was that just up one day, the tax base was gone, and nobody knew what happened, and nobody knew, like I said, what happened. How the hell our tax base get up and go over to Clarendon?
Right.
And then they said, well, we didn't vote on this. You know what I'm saying? There was no vote on this.
It's so many rumors going on. One minute you hear, I had a conversation with Waterboy, Lula's right hand, basically.
Oh, well, we'll say allegedly.
Allegedly. But no, I'm saying, allegedly he her right hand. But
Okay.
this is what he told me. And then when he told me that it was voted on for the kids to go.
But
You know what I'm saying?
So,
And
what about
the tax base went with them.
Oh, wow.
So then when he left, he came back because he went and had a conversation with her. Because we were supposed to sit down and have a conversation about the tax base. Me and Lula.
This is the present mayor.
This the present baby.
Mayor.
Lula Tyler.
Okay, so Mayor Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll call her Mayor Tyler. We
Okay.
don't want to call her by
Her real, okay.
Yeah, we'll call her Mayor Tyler. So we know who's who.
Right.
No.
Mayor Tyler, we were supposed to have a sit down, but I guess at that moment she didn't. So she had him come back to say to me that no, it wasn't a petition signed. It had something to do with the state, and there not been enough kids to fill the school, so they had to intertwine with another school.
Okay, let me just say this. I did my research on this.
Right.
Now in Arkansas, what happens is that two cities, small cities can merge their schools together.
Yeah.
One set of children go from one town over to the neighboring town for school, and what they do is they do this to save money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they would, I guess, save money on operating too many schools. You go from operating two schools to operating one.
Right.
And and they both put up some money to share their expense.
Right.
So they sharing the expense and I guess maybe in food costs, also in teachers too. Because the teacher's salary is a big part of, operating the school.
Right. And it comes from the tax base.
Right, correct. It comes from the tax base, which comes from property tax.
Right.
Okay, so like I said, I've looked into this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I investigated this. I looked into it to pull up, and I researched it to pull up as much information as I can about it. And all I could find was basically that this practice is done to save money.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Each school to save their money so they can put money into their town.
Okay, well, see, the thing of it is that I never heard or read where one town picks up the other town tax base. Where they whole, their whole property tax structure, finance, and just get up and walk to the next town.
Right.
I never heard that, and that's crazy because how can a town operate without its tax base?
Yeah.
Basically,
And
because this is operating funds.
Yeah.
This
Right.
This
The function.
Right, the function. This is how you pay your police, your fire, your street is saying, your water department. This is how you pay for roads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is how you pay for your infrastructure, lights, city lights, water, sewage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? New plumbing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So how could this be? I imagine. Now I don't know. It's a small town now, but
Right.
I imagine this could run into millions, maybe
Who?
easily. I mean, you know what I'm
Yeah. You
saying?
have farmland here. You
I
got a lot of
know.
land here.
I know how much I pay in taxes.
Right.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So some fishy going on. And then when I speak on a tax base, they tell me, "Oh, how you gonna get it back?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna go to the source. I'm gonna go to who got it.
right.
I'm going to go to Clarendon." So and they repeatedly asking me this, and I'm like, "I just told you how I'm going to go about it."
Hmm.
And once I do this, it's up to them to give it to me, tell me the reason behind why I can't have it. You know what I'm saying? Because this town deserves what is due. This is their money.
Well, this is a hell of a situation.
Yeah,
I never heard of anything like this.
it sounds a little fishy,
You know, who?
So they see what they say to me. They say something about Monroe, like it's Monroe doing. It's they voted on it or something. How could you vote on it? Stuttgart got their property tax. Brinkley got their property tax. Clarendon got their property tax.
Everybody but this small black town
Yeah.
have their own.
Yeah.
Clarendon is a bigger town, but is primarily white folks.
Yeah, primarily. And they say when the school merged, that a lot of the white folks took their kids out of the school because of the black kids coming over to. So they
Okay.
say that this is what I heard. I don't know if it's truth to it. I don't know. This is what I heard.
Okay.
They say that at first Clarendon didn't want to merge with Holly Grove.
Okay.
There was another school, another town that was willing to merge,
Hmm.
but Holly Grove didn't want to merge with them.
Hmm.
So I guess once it was able for them to get the tax base, then they agreed upon it.
Oh wow.
This is what I heard. Allegedly, I heard it.
Well,
That's all. I'm going by what I heard.
I hate to say this about black folks, but black folks have this thing that they think that anything that the white folks do is better, and that's not the case. It's not.
I know.
It's not the case.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because when you talk about Black Wall Street, it was better with black folks. You know what I'm saying? Because black folks, they had their own clubs, their own grocery stores, their own liquor stores, their own doctors, their own lawyers, their own dentists. They had their own everything. They had their own these buildings that they housed their businesses in. It belonged to them. They had their own homes. They lived in beautiful homes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe the white folks said these black folks got a little bit too good. Let's
They
bomb
get too
them.
comfortable.
But it was too prosperous
Yeah.
at that day and time. You know what I'm saying?
We need to get back to that. We need to get back to being prosperous, to take tend it to our own, to tend it to us.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of small towns in America that want to get back to that example of Black Wall Street, doing for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Not
saying?
depending on nobody else.
Not depending on anybody else, not depending on any grants, any funding from the federal government. Let's fund it ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because then we control it ourselves.
There you go. Now there was a story in Georgia. There was 19 people, and they bought almost 100 acres. Things like 97 acres of land. Well, essentially what it was a town. It was bound a town, and in this town, I think they had their own infrastructure. They had businesses there and what have you, and they had it was a few houses there. So they essentially was buying a town.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they had other people that want to come in and invest and so forth. But you would think, so with 97 acres, let me tell you, that's a small town.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's a small community, but big enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's big enough because I know what 100 acres look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's big enough. You could get a small town and a bunch of houses and have businesses. You know what I'm saying? Supporting the town and so forth. But when you can have a small town and everybody's on one accord, you know what I'm saying, and your dollar is staying in your town multiple times, it's passing hands in that town 8 to 12 times before it leave that town,
Yeah.
then you're gonna have a prosperous town when
Right.
everybody in that town works for the city. Everybody in that town works for one of the businesses in the city. You know.
Yes.
Hey JB, how's it going, bruh? All right. So, so
Wait, but now once I try to get the property tax base back, I'm going to start to try and open. Not try, but I'm going to open up a gas station. I'm going to open up a clinic. I'm going to open up a grocery store, which I'm going to invest in myself because I
Okay.
got a 200-acre farm that I'm going to grow tons and tons of food. So and I'm going to um, hire folks.
okay.
So bring jobs, so that the money will stay here.
Well, that's how you do it because the money has to stay in the community. It has to rotate at least 8 times
Yeah.
for your town to be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this: what do you think you can do to stop the corruption in this town?
Well, what I've been thinking is I'm calling the feds.
Okay. Well, that works.
Because
That
I'm
works.
I'm calling the feds because I want them to clean up what's been dirty here. Because
Okay.
there's some dirty things going on.
Yeah.
Things that don't make sense. People ain't got answers. Things is a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? When you ask about the things that's been burnt down here, they
Okay.
say, "Oh, that's a touchy subject." You know what I'm saying? What's so touchy about it? You know what I'm saying? That we can't ask a question like, "What happened to the money?
Right.
What happened to the insurance money that you should have got to build the school back?"
Well,
You know what I'm saying? So, so it's a lot of fishy things going, and hey, the only way to get it right is to get somebody to get all these corruption out, all these folks that's corrupted out.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe when it comes to corruption, it generally starts at the head. And if you're going to root out corruption, you have to start with the head of the snake.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You have to chop the head of the snake off. I mean, it just is what it is.
yeah,
Chopping the tail off ain't gonna stop it because it'll grow another tail.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have your work cut out for you. You know what I'm saying?
I am, and I'm ready to work. I'm 32 years old.
So you got time.
I got plenty of
You got
time.
time. I understand. You got
I got
time.
plenty of time.
You know. Well,
What channel are we on? We heard outside of
Well, it's gonna be on YouTube and it's gonna be on Facebook. That's where it's gonna be at. The two places.
and you probably get snippet subjects from TikTok and Instagram.
What's your interest in everything you do is good, people will follow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, once we send it out to family and friends and Facebook friends and what I'm saying, YouTube
Right. Holly
friends,
Grove, the
you know,
Holly Grove people. I've been building up my friendship with people. That way they can see and hear, what's going on, what needs to be done, what needs to be said about this, about the town prospering. Because a lot of people, we need a change, and
yes,
that's what we in. I've been here a year and a half. Now I ain't been here long as people. People been here way longer than I have.
Understand me? I understand what you want to do. You're a young situation because the old folks do the old folks.
Yeah,
Send this baby to change the world. We got to move forward from where we at.
yeah.
That's what people want.
yeah.
That way, you got to get out. You got to understand.
Look, we should have brought another mic.
Yeah.
Think about understand when you're born.
Yeah,
See, it's not that type of property because they don't know. You better get it back to the bottom.
This what this is
Yeah,
for.
FQ.
Okay. So let's get back to your agenda. And let me see. Let me ask you a question here.
Yeah, I do what y'all doing. I ain't going to the store.
Okay.
Next time we're gonna have a mic for you.
Yeah.
That was my cousin J. That was my cousin JB.
I got
Big
two
up to
more
you,
mics.
JB. He manages the club here.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back. Let me before I go too far. Let's get back to the corruption. Stopping the corruption. Now you said you was gonna call the feds, right?
Yep.
Get the feds involved
Get the feds involved.
because I guess basically you're not getting any answers from the powers that be.
And that was what I was trying to do before I went to the higher, hierarchy.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to get answers from the person who's running this place.
From the mayor.
Right. And I had a conversation with her. We had to sit down. We had a conversation, but all I heard was lies. She telling me she ain't done a lot for the people, but the people saying you ain't done nothing for them. People saying that grant money that should have been put into the town ain't been putting it into the town.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing been fixed. Ain't nothing been extra been put here. Nothing's here for people to utilize. They can't even utilize the community center. They
Wow.
can't utilize the gym without paying.
Wow.
Without paying, they can't have a repass without paying $600, $700, $800 just to utilize a place.
Wow.
And it's not right. It's not right that people have to pay you, put money in your pocket, but you ain't putting nothing into this town. I could see if things cost. You know what I'm saying? But then you're investing it in the town.
Right.
See, I ain't got no problem with that. You charge me to do something, but I know it's going to be invested into the community I live in.
Right.
And my kids and my grandkids and my nieces, nephews, they can utilize it and enjoy the place that they live. I can understand that. I can agree with that. But when you taking the money, you charging us for this and this and that, and you taking it to build your legacy, to build, your homes and resorts and things of that nature.
What do you mean resorts?
Miss Tyler, Mayor Tyler, she have a resort in Florida,
Wow.
which she didn't have when she became mayor.
Well, I imagine she didn't. Well, let's listen. For the sake of argument, we're gonna say allegedly.
Allegedly have, because the whole town say it. But we can say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Even people in Clarendon told me. I didn't ask them these things. They said that she have these things.
Right.
But my thing is, how can you build your legacy, but leave this town destitute?
Woo. Powerful words.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's wrong. I'm not finna be riding around in a Benz Mercedes in this town that ain't got a grocery store, a gas station. I'm not finna do that.
And no clinic.
And no clinic.
No essential.
And we got a lot of older folks that live here.
You need a clinic when you have older.
People don't want to move here. People don't. And your mom proved it.
Yeah.
She was like, "Mom, come on, move down here." She said, "Well, ain't no doctor down there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't move down there without no doctor being right there,
Right.
because anything can happen. And if I gotta go so far distance, then what?
Right.
I'm when I could have stayed in Chicago.
And there's a hospital
When-
a mile away.
A mile away.
Maybe even less. But
It won't. The ambulance will be there like that.
oh yeah.
But
Mile
here
away.
you're gonna be an hour. You're gonna be 30 minutes, half an hour waiting for an ambulance.
Well, it's my mom. I would be able to put her in the car and take her. But nevertheless,
Right.
it's still a 45-minute drive to Stuttgart, an hour drive to Ford City. Hey, you could lose a life. Snake bite could take you out in a half an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have a stroke. They say, you have a stroke, minutes are critical.
Yeah.
You want to seek professional help as soon as possible so that, you know what I'm saying? That, so when this whole episode is over, you're left with some mobility,
Your whole system ain't damaged.
Right, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is wild. Let's go. Let's go back to you said you talked about the school burning down and insurance money.
Yes.
So where did the insurance money go? Because the insurance money should have rebuilt the school.
So what I was told, which, like I said, the water boy, he's her go-to.
Mm.
She tell him, he come tell me. So that's how that day me and him have a conversation. That's what happened.
Okay.
After me and him had a conversation and he got things misconstrued, he went back to her, and then he came back to me like, I told you some things that it wasn't true, and Lula, she straightened it out. Now I'm coming to straighten it out with you. So he was the middleman in our conversation.
Okay.
So
But
he
you
said-
have, I'm sorry for
No, it's
interrupting,
okay.
but you have had personal conversations when you and her sat down and talked together.
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So when he says that about the school burning down, he said that some guy who didn't own the building, who don't have ties to the mayor's the money that the mayor get. You know what I'm saying? The community get. He said that a guy ran off with the money. But what I don't understand, how did he run off with the money when he shouldn't have had ties to this money? He don't have no ties to this money. He's not the mayor. He's not
a controller? Was it a controller?
He's not a controller. He's not he's not even a lawmaker, which is a council member. He's not none of these things.
And so this mysterious Mr. Mysterious walks off with
all the money.
With the revenue
he
from
steals the money. But he's gone and he can't speak for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
How can you accuse somebody who can't speak for themselves?
Well, here's my problem with that whole thing. Who would give a guy that doesn't have title nor deed to anything insurance money for the school that has burned down?
That's how did he get the money?
The school belongs to the city.
Especially if the city is paying the teachers and the school bills with city money.
The building itself.
City money.
It was built with city money. It belongs to the city.
So that tells me if the school belongs to the city, the mayor got the city money.
Okay, let me put it like this. Even if the school was built with, say, donated funds, once the school is donated to the city, it belongs to the city.
That's like it was a sign that just got donated. A judge donated the sign to Holly Grove. It's Holly Grove's sign now.
Right. It belongs to the city. It's city property now.
Yeah.
It's no longer his. He may have funded it. He may have bought it.
But he donated it.
So it belongs to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I've heard stories. These things are alleged. Let me just say that.
Okay.
That Mayor Tyler.
Okay. That's her name.
Mayor Tyler has built some things, a structure for the kids to stay out of the rain. Yeah. And then shortly thereafter, she had it burnt down, allegedly. To recoup the insurance.
Yes.
Money.
Yes. It's sad. It's a sad situation.
Yeah.
It's real sad. And your generational, a house that was supposed to be brought down to you, passed down to you, that's your grandmother, your father. They burnt that up. So what they was doing, allegedly, what was being done was that they was burning other things down, other homes down to make it look good. To make it look good, to make it not fingers be point to her.
Or like you got a serial arsonist running around town. Mm-hmm. It just burning up every goddamn
Because
thing.
who profit off of you burning these things down? Who profit off of you burning something you just built for the children? What? Somebody burning it down, what profit did they give them? Right. It's a structure for the kids to stand under to wait for a bus.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. Now, when you start talking about arson and fires and so forth, this is what we know, what I know. Because this sort of thing happens in Chicago.
Yeah, it does.
And the people who does these sort of things are generally people who are members of secret societies. That's their first go-to thing that they do when their money gets funny. They burn their house up, they burn their garage up, they burn their car up, they burn something up to, for
For the
insurance
money.
fraud, for the money. It's insurance fraud, but it's for the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why when your credit score drops low, your insurance company will charge you more for your car because you figure you suffering some sort of hardship.
Yeah.
And the first thing you gonna do
It's burn it up.
is burn it up or tear it up or steal it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? To get some money. You know. So for those of you people, when you especially when you deal with a company like State Farm, Allstate, when they tied it into your credit report.
Yeah.
And the minute your credit report dips down, they're gonna charge you more for that policy. Especially if you're paying it month by month. Now if you pay it for the whole year, the policy is paid up for the whole year, there's nothing they can do. But next year, when that policy is renewed, they're gonna look at that credit report again.
Yeah.
And they're gonna see where you're standing at. And it might cost you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because of your credit report. Because they never know when you're gonna get in a bad situation and you start committing insurance fraud.
But you know what? People here didn't even know that their tax base was gone. That's what trips me out. They paying their taxes and they don't know that they don't know they know they're going to Clarendon to pay.
Right.
But they don't know that
Clarendon has the money. They're utilizing that money.
They don't know that Holly Grove ain't profiting off of their tax base.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure they figured it out because there's nothing going on in the town. We don't have what we need. You know. Hey, Petro. Sit down. Sit down now, please. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I just don't understand. So, but let's get back to
Corruption.
the corruption. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just you can see it. Like Rosalind, people might know her. A lot of people, I got a lot of friends on Facebook that's Rosalind's friend.
Okay.
So, Rosalind told me that we don't need a clinic.
Before we let's get a little clarity on who Rosalind is.
Oh, okay.
Because we
But
just
Rosalind
don't want to start drawing names out of the sky.
and people don't know. Rosalind is part of the council member.
She's a council member.
She's a council member. She's part of the council.
Okay, she's part of the city council.
City council.
City council.
Rosalind is part of the city council.
Okay, how's it going out there, Rosalind? And by the way, if you hear this podcast, understand something. We're not picking on you. It's just when you're a public figure, you're an elected official. Free game on your ass. It's just like that. It is what it is. Nothing personal.
Nothing personal.
But when you're elected official and you get caught up in some scum, people gonna drag your name out. You go, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. Don't take it personal. Don't mean you ain't a nice person somewhere behind some deep, dark circle corner doing whatever freaky mess you might be doing. But hey, big ups to you. Do your thing. It is not personal. Keep doing what you're doing, girl.
So she come to me one day. I'm out. I had already got on the ballot, and I'm out about telling people my agenda, what I'm going to do, that I'm going to bring a clinic, a grocery store, all these things. So she come to me, I guess to pick my head and to down talk me. You know what I'm saying? Like. So she come to me and she's like, I'm planning on doing this, doing that. And she said, well, how you going to do that? You're not a doctor. I don't have to be a doctor to open up a clinic.
No, you don't.
I could hire doctors, hire nurses. I don't have to be that. Then she say to me, disrespect, because I felt like it was so disrespectful. Oh, well, you're not rich. So,
I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. That wasn't funny.
But look, she said, oh, no, you're not rich. I said, well, I don't have to be rich. I'm wealthy.
Okay.
I'm a wealthy woman. I'm not a poor woman out here, trying to do for my family and my people in my town.
Right.
Don't come downplay my position or downplay my actions or what I'm trying to do or my agenda, So I say, well, I got a little, I'm from Chicago. Let me say that. I'm from Chicago. So I got a little heated with her because I felt disrespected. So I say, well, who do you think I am that you could come and say things like this to me? You know what I'm saying? And And I'm like, but what have you done for this place?
Okay.
For you to come try to downplay or down talk. Can y'all please sit down? Sit down. I could cut. Sit down now. Do you hear him?
Excuse me, Petro.
Okay. So I'm like, you know, go ahead.
Go ahead,
So
please.
I
Go ahead.
say, I'm like, you know, I'm like, so what are you doing for this place? You know, you're not doing, what have you done? She's like, well, I'm working on bringing a phone tower. And I'm like, what a phone tower gonna do if we don't have food here? What a phone tower gonna do when we need a clinic for if somebody having a heart attack and they can't get far to Clarendon? They can't get far to Brinkley or Forest City or Stuttgart. You know what I'm saying? Gas. I run out of gas. How am I get gas? You know, we need this here in our town. And when she said we don't need these things.
What?
Yeah, she said we don't need this here in Hollywood.
So we don't need a clinic.
No.
We don't need a gas station. We don't need a grocery store.
That's what Rosalind said. I wouldn't lie. Like I said, I'll tell you the truth before I lie to you. Even if it hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Rosalind, you might need to come here to the new Black Wall Street podcast
And speak on this.
and defend yourself.
Defend yourself.
These things are sounding real shaky. You got me pondering about, your motives, your methods.
And the proof in the pudding.
Where's your mind at?
And the proof in the pudding for people who are Rosalind's friend, go on her page. She wrote that if anybody said that we need a clinic, that we can go to Midwest Clinic in Clarendon. She said these things.
Wow.
Why Holly Grove needs to tend to Holly Grove. Why do we have to go to Clarendon to get what we need? Why our money can't stay here for us to profit and enjoy
and prosper
here? This is a ghost town. You know, they say this is a ghost town only when it become live the 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's what somebody told me.
But it's true.
And it's true.
It's true.
That's the only time everybody coming from Chicago, different Texas, different state.
They
to
pull
come
up
here
in their
to,
RVs.
Yeah.
And it's RV city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And with that, Holly Grove could be profiting off of these events, but Holly Grove not.
No.
Clarendon profiting, Brinkley profiting, because when they need something to eat, that's where they going.
Wow.
When they need a hotel, that's where they going. You know, for those who ain't got
gas.
RV, when they need gas, that's where they going. And how fair is that for Holly Grove?
It's not.
A 30-year mayor, 30 years you ain't figured to bring these essentials here. You haven't pushed to bring these essentials here.
Well, you know what? Let me play
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I knew you was.
Yeah, let me play devil's advocate here, because I'm not about to just start trashing people. That's not what I'm about. That's not what this podcast is about.
I'm not trying to trash nobody.
I understand.
I'm speaking the truth.
I understand that too. But when somebody's not here to defend themselves,
right?
I want to, defend them as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
Without being, sounding stupid, because these people know her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, in her defense, let me just say, there has been gas stations here.
Yeah.
They're not here anymore. They all, I guess, maybe closed up and moved to Clarendon, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Petro, you're supposed to be being quiet. We live. Defend it.
Okay. So in her defense, let me just say, there has been gas stations here. Mm-hmm. There has been a clinic here.
Right.
And like I said, I don't know if they folded up and went to Clarendon.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But if a gas station closed down, then, you would think that, maybe somebody would open it up. Maybe the city would take initiative to say, hey, listen, if money breeds money. Mm-hmm. So if the mayor, Mayor Tyler, is this wealthy woman,
right,
open up your damn self.
If you
or
go
get up a friend and say, hey, listen, these gas stations over here vacant. Why don't you come over here? I don't have the time and wherewithal to operate this thing, but why don't you come over here on this gas station and do what you do? Mm-hmm. You could have found another black gas station owner
Yeah.
that already owns a gas station that's familiar with the day-by-day operations of a gas station. Hey, come over here to Holly Grove and open up this.
Open up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'll give you a break on the taxes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's what cities do.
I know.
Chicago do it all the time. If you come put your business here, we'll give you a break on the taxes. It's standard operating procedures when you want somebody to come and put their business in your city. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you a break on your income tax. I'm gonna give you a break on your property tax.
Yes.
And anything else that you think that the city can do for you, we will do. All we ask is that you come here.
Right.
Now, all these cushy giveaways is going to have to stop over a certain amount of time,
Right.
maybe 10 years. But in 10 years, you didn't save the guap of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't save the guap of money on property tax, income tax. You know what I'm saying? You didn't save a boatload of money before we tax you anything.
Right.
And matter of fact, we'll tax you at a lesser rate when you do start paying taxes. That's what they do. It happens all the time. It
Yeah.
happens all the time.
And when you can go on vacation every year and take almost 25, 30 people with you, you would think that money. Why don't you invest in your town? You're a mayor. Invest. I'm willing. I ain't even became mayor, and I'm willing to invest in my town. You know what I'm saying? I've been here a year and a half, and I got a lot of family here. You know, and I want my family to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable.
I know that's right.
You know, so I'm willing to invest my money into this town, whether I win or lose.
So essentially what you're saying is, if you don't win this mayoral race, you're going to invest your money, your
Yes.
private funds,
Yes.
into building your new Black Wall Street.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you're going to open up the gas station.
Yes.
You're going to open up a grocery store.
Yes.
And I heard that you just didn't want a clinic, but you wanted a clinic/mini hospital.
Yes.
Explain to me about this mini/hospital.
Well, I wanted to be able to stay open 24 hours.
Okay, that's a
Because-
hospital.
Because people, anything can happen in the middle of the night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be, anybody could come. You know, from all over, because
Right.
I want Clarendon to be able to profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? They to come and see the doctor. And if
Utilize it,
anything-
not profit off it, but utilize
I'm
it.
sorry. I want Clarendon to be able to utilize the clinic
Right.
/ hospital.
Right.
I want Brinkley to be able to utilize it. I want, all
Helena.
these Helena, Marvel.
Marvel.
I want all these places to because we deserve this.
Right.
We deserve to. 'Cause we've been deprived of help.
More than a lot of things. A lot of things.
We've been deprived of it. You know, so having a hospital will help a lot of people.
So this clinic/mini hospital, you could a pregnant woman could come there and give birth.
Yeah, give birth, surgery, birth, stitched up, bullet wound, snake bite,
Snake bites. Okay.
snake bite.
Here. Bravo. Bravo. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's really beautiful. That's wonderful.
You know, and people might look at it like, oh, she wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a smart. But I'm just being honest at what some people may be looking at it like Rosalind and other folks. They could be looking at, oh, you wishful thinking. You think these people gonna care? Yeah, they do care because they care about their health. They care about their life. They care about their children, their grandma, their great grandmother, their auntie. A lot of people probably could live a longer life with all of these things.
Yeah.
Because these are things that we need.
You know what? I was having a conversation with you yesterday, and you run into one of my cousins, and he said that I'm not trying to put a business out there, but I guess his mom had moved away.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why did she move away? She has a beautiful home. She has a beautiful brick home. You know, and I know it's paid for, you know, because they got some bread. You know what I'm saying?
But she might have moved away because the doctor.
That's what I'm thinking. She might have moved away to be
Because
closer, you know what I'm saying, to health facilities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, go get it.
You know, because she has, like I said, she has a beautiful brick home.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, why would she just walk away? I mean, she can. She can
Right.
afford it. You know, she can afford to walk away, go build a new home, buy a new home, whatever she want to do. But I'm thinking, why? You've been here so long. You know what I'm saying? You know everybody.
Yeah.
You know, but you know what it brought to mind? It might have been for health reasons. God forbid that it is. But she just might have wanted more essentials.
Go.
She just,
Go.
she just might
That
have
way.
wanted to be in a situation where where you live in closer to grocery stores.
Right.
Maybe she don't want to. Maybe she don't want to ride, 30 miles to the store anymore.
It's a hazard. It's a hazardous situation. It's dangerous. People don't want to, just because I'm far from a hospital, I can lose my life. And I don't want that to be that. I'd rather move away from this place. Leave my nice home that I love and comfortable in, you know what I'm saying? And go to a place that I'm not used to just so I can live.
Right.
Just so I can make
Yeah.
it.
Like you said, that was my mom's situation. She's like, I'm not coming down there. There's no damn hospitals. There's no clinics close. There's no hospital. I'm not, and my mom is in great health. She's in better shape than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, but I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I truly understand. Yeah. I had a conversation with my uncle. Yeah, he owns a 300-acre farm out in Alabama. Big up to you, Uncle. And his wife, that was one of her concerns. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, how come you don't, both of you all retired, how come you all don't live down here? I mean, he's got cattle, and I got cousins down there, so they tend to the cattle. The cattle's not much to tend to. You just move from one area if you got to, but he's got 300 acres of just, so they just go by to tend to them, you know what I'm saying? Make sure they got water, make sure they got a salt rock out there,
Right.
so forth. And, summertime, they go out there to see if one of them's giving birth, just to check on them, because cattle tend to themselves pretty much.
Yeah.
So he says to me, he says, nephew, the hospital was so far away. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I would literally.
Petro, why is you screaming and we sitting here recording? I want y'all to be quiet.
So he said, he explained to me, he said, nephew, I would have to buy a helicopter and learn how to fly it. You know what I'm saying?
To get her back and forth to the hospital when she needed.
Right. But she's in good
Good
shape.
shape,
She's
right.
not sick or anything.
But that's, you never know.
You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Snakes,
There you go.
animals,
Yeah.
period,
Yeah. Yeah, like a cow could gorge you to death.
Okay.
If he's having a bad day, you know what I'm saying? Or he's trying to mate, you know what I'm saying? He just don't want to be bothered.
Right.
And he can put horns to your ass, so to speak.
So, but I was saying, people might say, oh, we're wishful thinking. But no, this is not wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? This is what this place needs. It had it before, that means it needed it.
Right.
If it had it, it needed it.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Don't take, things might have left, but that means you weren't concerned on these things that was, that was taken away from this place to put it back.
Right.
People say, oh, we had it. Well, we need it.
Right.
It's one thing to had something, but now we need it. Needs this.
Right.
I'm 32. I'm fine. I go to the doctor here and there. You know what I'm saying? But anything can happen.
Right.
See, people could think like that. Oh, I don't need the hospital. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you do.
Yeah.
Because anything could happen.
Anything could happen, yeah.
Now, my babies I had at home.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But some
Bravo.
people...
Big ups to you.
Some people ain't built for that.
Right.
Some people ain't got the mindset, because I realized that your mindset have to be at a certain level to deal with having birth alone.
Right.
Or at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without a midwife. You know what I'm saying? Your mental,
Or a doctor.
Or a doctor. Or a nurse. Your mental state have to be to par. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't built for it.
Right.
Some people won't help.
Right.
They want to be able to tell when to push and when not to push.
Right.
Because that's what the hospital do.
Right.
So you need a hospital.
Right.
You need it. And a clinic is good, but a hospital is way better.
So this clinic / mini hospital, a woman could go there and give birth.
Yes.
You could go there in the event of a heart attack or stroke
So, yeah.
and be treated. You could be treated like you said, a snake bite, gunshot wound. So essentially, it would be a trauma hospital too.
Right.
Okay, so you have trauma doctors.
Emergency. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, emergency care.
Right.
It is open 24 hours a day.
Yes.
And it's open to the surrounding towns.
Yes.
Oh, that would be a beautiful thing.
Yes. And someone came to me like, how you gonna do that? What about the doctors, nurse? Well, we gonna find a doctor who's willing to come and help out Holly Grove, and you're gonna get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The money gonna be there for you.
Right.
You know, and you see, you have to have people who wants to help people.
Right.
You have to have doctors who willing to help their people.
Right.
And nurses who want to help their people.
Right.
We got a few nurses in town.
Okay.
I don't know if they will. I know it's a nurse, Gwen. She live right here up the street. She's a travel nurse.
Okay.
I don't know. She might want to be a nurse. She might want to be a nurse for her town. She might want to stay in her town and support her town instead of traveling. You know.
You never know.
You never know.
Right.
But people have to be willing to help.
Right.
Be willing to, and care. You know, have a caring spirit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To put in work. I had a conversation with this Caucasian guy, and he was saying, "Well, I tried it." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "I tried, and the problem was getting the doctors and the nurses." I said, "Well, if maybe we can go to the schools and get someone coming straight to the medical schools and get someone straight out of the school." You know what I'm saying? Who want to help their people.
Right.
You know, and he spoke on African American. Like that, I guess he tried to get an African American, but they went off to D.C. to be a doctor out there.
Right.
You know, basically they wasn't studying their people.
Okay. Well, that happens.
You know, but that's why I say you have to be willing to do for your people. You have to be willing to care for your people.
And forego the money, the big money.
Right. Because ain't no big money, ain't no big money here we see.
Well, you know what? I think that anybody worth their weight in gold, you figure out how to get them paid. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If people are utilizing this clinic / mini hospital.
Y'all be quiet. Be quiet.
You know, if people was utilizing this mini this clinic mini hospital, I would think the funds would be there to pay a doctor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And pay a doctor their worth.
Right.
I mean, because essentially, the kind of doctor you want is a trauma
doctor.
A trauma doctor.
Who can deal with everything.
That flows through that door in the middle of the night. A heart attack, a stroke.
Stitches, surgery, emergency surgery.
Thank you, emergency surgery. A gunshot wound. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody's leaking from 4 or 5 different places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, this is wonderful. You know, you got some great ideas. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I've heard, and this isn't, I don't have this written down on my notes here, is questions I wanted to ask you. But, it slipped my mind just that quick, and it was very important. It's, what was this question I wanted to ask you?
We were speaking on the hospital, and
yeah.
Did it have anything to do with it?
What did it have something to do with? It had something to do with. Oh my God. Maybe to come back to me.
Right.
Maybe to come back to me.
Yeah.
What did it? Okay. Well, maybe to come back to me. I'm gonna have to. Okay. All right. I don't want to get too far along.
Right.
The thing what I wanted to ask you was about financing these things in the event that you don't see, because the way I see it at this point, you don't have the city financial structure to invest in these things. You know what I'm saying? So,
but like I said, I'm willing to take my money. Well, my husband's money.
Okay. Okay.
Well, my husband, which is you,
Big up to me. Appreciate you, honey.
He's going to give me $100,000 to start off to invest.
Big ups to me.
You know,
Big ups
because
to
he
you.
know how genuine and he know how serious I am
Yeah.
about this town.
Listen, let me just say this. Um, 100 grand in good credit, I guess, could get you far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What but I will say this that when it comes down to finances, you're really meticulous.
Hmm.
Because I'm a man. I'm just gonna be honest. And if any guy like me, and I imagine it's a lot of y'all, we'll make money. We don't have a problem making money. We don't have a problem saving money. We don't have a problem investing money. But what we don't do or don't want to do is be positive with paying our bills.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. That's why I have you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Some days I have to deal with lawyers. I'm dealing with 2 lawyers right now and about to pick up a third one. I got it's what my life looks like. And people be like, man, where you been? I be at home every day. This is my life. This is what I do so I can maintain, my finances.
Your
You know what I'm
wealth.
saying? Yeah, my wealth. And speaking of wealth, let me just say this, because let me just say this: people who don't have generational wealth, it's a hard road. I mean, life gonna be. I mean, you can do your thing on your own. That's great, but you know, generational wealth is so beautiful because I received it from on my mom's side of the family, my father's side of the family. On my mom's side of the family, they're heavy into real estate investment. So on my mom's side of the family, what they do is they just give you homes. You know what I'm saying? They give you homes. I mean, my first. See, and here's the thing: they don't wait to die. They don't. We don't. My mom's side of it. They don't. They don't leave wills. I mean, they leave wills, but they don't start passing out generational wealth when they die.
Right.
They do it while they're alive. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So some of my first inheritance, matter of fact, my very first inheritance was 5 houses, 6 unit building, a truck, and like 20 grand. That was my first. And I
Okay.
was in my 20s then. You know what I'm saying? I was in my 20s. And that right there made me, well, I was already comfortable
Hmm.
in life. I was already a made man, so to
Right.
speak. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
wealthy man.
Yeah, I was already a man of means. I'm not going to say wealthy. I'm not going to say rich. I'm not going to say this. I'm going to say a
A
man of
man
means.
of means.
A
Okay.
man of means. I was already a man of means at a very young age.
Okay.
And so much so that I embarked on life early in life. I was a father at 15. So that started my path, my journey to getting money.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So much so that, see, my father, and a lot of people know, they call him Sonny. His name is Othaniel Banks, but everybody knows him as Sonny.
Yeah.
My father was a beautiful person. We had our moments, you know what I'm saying? But I was the kind of kid that he raised me to be independent.
Hmm.
He said, if you're going out, and see, when I was a kid, I would go out. You know what I'm saying? I had a band. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was the leader of the band. I sang. I played guitar. Matter of fact, I played every instrument in the band.
Hmm.
And he said, well, if you're gonna go out and you're gonna be hanging out, and and I know you be in them clubs. And I was a kid. I would go in the clubs. And he said, if you're gonna be going out and hanging out and drinking and so forth, buy your own liquor.
Hmm.
If you get up and walk away from a glass, toss it, buy another one. So if you're gonna be doing it like that, if that's how life is, then you need to have money. You know what I'm saying? If you're just gonna be nilly throwing away drinks, you need to have money. You know, and he would tell me these things, and he would say, have your own money. You know, I would come to him and say, Daddy, let me borrow some money. I said, okay, you can borrow some money, but you got to pay that back. Why I got to pay it back? You just say let me have. If
Yeah.
you don't want to pay it back, you should say let me have some money.
Right.
You said borrow.
Uh
So if
huh.
you're gonna borrow it, you're gonna pay it back.
Uh huh.
Now next time if you just want some money, say
Say I want some
I want
money.
some money. I give you some money, But if you want to borrow it, you got to pay it back. This is life. And I remember these lessons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, but he was a great dude, man. I miss him dearly, man. I love my daddy, man. You know, and here's the thing, when I became a father, me and my father had a falling out. And what we fell out about was my son. See, my son was my father's first grandchild. And I didn't quite understand it. You know, my thing, this is my son. I'm going to raise him. I'm going to provide for him clothes and shoes and a good time. Just like you took me to the circus every year and to the roller rink, the roller derby, and these things. It took me out to the movies. It took me out to dinner.
Hey! But I can hear them. Go sit down. Sit down. If you get back up, please sit down. Sit down. I'm finna pause this, Pete. Go ahead. I can.
He would, I would tell him, you know, I'll say now, just like you took me to the circus, to the roller derby, to the movies after dinner, I'm going to provide all these things for him. I don't need you to do that. I don't need you buying him clothes and so forth. I'm his daddy. I'm going to buy him his clothes. I'm going to buy him his toys. This stuff I'm going to buy. You know, he looked at me like I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? He just looked at me like I was crazy and walked away. And my mom said, she comes to me later, she said, well, baby, that's his grandson. You know, he want to take him places. He want to spend time with him. I don't mind him taking places, spending time with him, but what I do mind is him buying them things. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? I ain't running around here trying to be a delinquent father. I'm not. I'm with this kid every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Then I bring him home for the weekend, and then he swoops through here like freaking Superman with a big-ass wallet, you know what I'm saying, and take him to the goddamn store and buy him everything. Everything. You said you was going to buy him some shoes, but he come home with a ride-along car. Where the hell this come from? You know what I'm saying? If I wanted him to have a car, I would have bought him a goddamn car. Oh, I'm sorry. You know. But I was heated. That's how I felt as a kid. I was heated. You know what I'm saying? You know, but my father was a generous guy. He was. You know, and Lord knows I love him. Daddy, if you hear me, man, I love you, man. I really, truly do. I hate that I didn't spend as much time with him. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had spent more time with my father. I love my daddy. My daddy was a gangster. I'm just gonna put it out there. My daddy was a gangster. My daddy packed a pistol every day and wish you would get in his way. You know, he was that cold of a guy. You know, he was a real dude. He was a man, a scholar, and a gentleman.
Okay.
You know, he always dressed nice. He always smelled good. You know, he always drove around in nice cars, new cars. You know what I'm saying? I miss that dude. I love him to death, man. You know, but that's enough about that. You know, but I was just saying that to say that I do enjoy fatherhood, and you know, and I love my dad.
And you generous,
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, and
because we were talking about the money.
Yeah, you were talking about the money.
Right.
Yeah, well, I get that from him. I get that. I truly do. I get it from him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play no games. He didn't play no games.
I had a woman tell me when we first got into town, and she found out that we were some kin to Sonny Banks, and she was like, Sonny would come to town. He would give me $100. He would be somewhere, you know, having a good time.
Yeah,
you
that was
know,
my daddy.
he was a generous guy.
Yes, he was.
You know.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
She's like, just for nothing.
He was a generous guy.
But a lot of people, and I met people, they Estanita too. They speak on Estanita. She took care of all the children.
Yeah, my grandma was a generous woman.
She took care of all the kids. Everybody was over Estanita house.
And, you know, the thing about it, my grandma was a hard-working woman.
Yeah.
Yes, she was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where the 200 acre. That's where the 200 acre farm come from.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
she had
from my
chickens.
grandmama to my father.
Right.
To me.
She had chickens. She had. Can y'all be quiet, please? She had chickens. She had, you know, crops.
Hogs and so forth. She had cattle and stuff. Yeah, she was a wonderful woman. She was a beautiful woman. You know. But let's get back to the podcast. because I don't want to go down memory lane.
Right.
I'll save that for another day. You know, so like there is a lot of corruption going on, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I guess you got your hands filled with that, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to fight for the people. Like I said, I'm fighting for y'all. I'm fighting for the people because who gonna do it?
Right.
Nobody's doing it. Nobody's fighting for y'all. Your own mayor ain't fighting for y'all. So I'm coming to fight for y'all. Whether I become mayor or not, I'm gonna do my part.
And you're gonna spend that $100,000.
I'm gonna spend $100,000,
utilizing it to open up the essentials, the gas station, for your agenda.
For my agenda.
Now, speaking of agendas, I'm glad we got to this agenda because here's a question I want to say to you. Now, you down here, they really don't campaign.
No,
they put out signs, and I guess it's a popularity contest. Who's ever popular wins.
Yeah, whoever known.
Right, who's ever known. Mm-hmm. So you come down here and you actually campaign.
Yeah, I campaign.
You know what I'm saying? You actually came forth with an agenda.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As to what you're going to do, what you stand for, what you're about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I heard was that.
No.
What I heard was that your agenda was stolen.
Yeah. I put my agenda out there. I went door to door giving my agenda, talking to people, and I also put it into Rab liquor store.
Okay.
So, cause a lot of people.
I'm sorry, shameful commercial, but that's E21 liquor store, 140 North Smith Street, located in Holly Grove. Big up to you, cuz. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So his name Ricky, but they call him Rab.
Right, Ricky.
So I went into Rab. I put it into Rab's liquor store, and everybody in Rab liquor store, all the people who's running for mayor, they got cards saying vote for me, vote for this, vote. Nobody put their agenda in there.
Right.
I didn't make no card saying vote for me. I put my agenda in there saying vote for me.
Wow. So
I never put a card just speaking on vote. I feel like that was a waste.
Right.
If you're not speaking on
what you're gonna do,
if you're not speaking on what you're gonna do for the people, what is this card gonna do for me to carry around? Just saying what are you going to do?
But here's the thing: if you're not saying you're gonna do anything, you don't have to do anything.
You have no promises. There's no promises you have to keep. Oh. I mean, you could come in and do whatever you want to do
and do nothing because you said you weren't gonna do anything. Yeah. You don't have to do anything. A fella would say, "Well, you ain't doing nothing. I didn't tell you I was gonna do anything."
Yeah. But I came through and fulfilled all the needs that the people wanted.
Well, that they needed.
And needed. They wanted and needed to fulfill it. And they wondering how did I know what they needed. Because it's things here but people telling me, we need this, we need that, we need this. They telling me because I'm the only genuine person running for mayor.
Well, you wouldn't talk to the people to find out what they needed, what they want. Uh-huh. So you had to have conversations to find things out.
I had to politic.
Yeah.
I had to go out here and politic, get to know people. And people get to know me to feel where I come from, feel my spirit, feel the type of woman I am. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when I put my agenda out there, maybe like 2 weeks later or a week later, it was 2 days after my birthday. My birthday, August 31st.
Okay.
So September 1st, I was invited at the last minute.
Before you say this story,
go ahead.
Let me just say, what did I say about your agenda?
You told me that she was going to steal it.
And what did she do?
And she stole it. You told me she didn't have an agenda.
I thought she did, and that's proof in the pudding. I said, baby, she don't have an agenda, and she's going to steal yours.
Yeah,
she's going to run around prostrating like she wrote this. These are her ideas. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what she's doing. So I was invited. I was skeptical at first to go because I'm like, I got an agenda, you don't. Right. Why am I coming to something that you at the last minute invited me to?
Right.
I can't get prepped for what I need to say or whatever to come into your territory.
Right. But you went anyway.
But I went anyway. I had in my mind that I was gonna speak from the heart.
And shoot from the hip.
And shoot from the hip.
You got nice hips, by the way. Thank you, the Most High. All praise be to the Most High.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be me. I didn't even bring my agenda sheet.
Okay.
I didn't even bring that because I know my agenda.
Right.
I don't need a piece of paper to tell me my agenda.
Correct.
When I'm the one thought it and then wrote it.
Right.
So I go in there and they started without me.
Mm-hmm.
I think, how you gonna start without me? And I'm supposed to know your agenda too.
Right.
How can I debate or speak on anything that pertains to you if I don't even know your agenda?
Right.
So I walks in, she already speaking her agenda. Right?
Which is?
My agenda.
Your agenda.
So as she's speaking my agenda, the only thing that's different from her agenda is nothing is free. She's still begging the people for money.
So your agenda included things that were free.
Yes.
That you no longer had to pay for.
Yes.
And what were these things that you no longer had to pay for under your administration that you would no longer have to pay for?
Okay. The things it was the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to pay for. I mean, people didn't have to pay for the gym. They didn't have to pay to use the community center. They didn't have to pay to use the backhoe.
For funerals.
Okay.
Because
people use it for funerals to dig, but they had to pay the city to use it. You know, and they didn't have to pay, and also the
you know what I'm saying?
Venue's license.
Okay.
That's what it's called. You wouldn't have to pay for venue license.
Okay.
You know, so that's where I was at with that, and the kids will have things to do. You know, I'm going to and they say, well, kids have to need supervision to be here and there. Well, we going to do that. Mm-hmm. If the community, it takes a community to raise, it takes a village to raise children.
Yes, Lord.
So if we get people to volunteer, you know, because you shouldn't have to be paid to tend to the children in the community. That's how I feel. If you happen to raise these children, you know what I'm saying? You tended to these children just like Estonita. Estonita have raised a whole lot of children. She didn't ask for a dime. She didn't ask for a dime. So I feel like everybody needs to take a page out of Estonita book.
Okay. And
you know what I'm saying? And do your part. Everybody needs to do their part. You know, whether it's and how raise these children, how raise these children to be bigger and better, princess, to be a bigger and better generation to come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, because I wanna talk about this because this was a big deal, and right now, you know, this guy running around here thinking he's intimidating me.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Can we put his picture up? Can we put his picture up? Let's put his picture up.
We can put his picture will be up.
Okay.
It's gonna be so his picture up, and so this guy, which is the grandson of Tyler, Lula Tyler.
Now I'm gonna go so far to say that I heard allegedly that this guy is your fire guy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know how true it is, but somebody had to start the fire.
He's somewhere on drugs, so you can't.
Let's go into his criminal act. But anyway, we're not going to say allegedly.
We're not. Steve Tyler, that's his name.
We know who he shot. He shot one of my cousins. Not only that, but he also did a home invasion robbery of another one of my cousins. Yeah. And that's what drew the line for me. You're not going to keep robbing and stealing from my goddamn people.
Right.
I take offense to that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I put the flyer out. Some people hated it, some people loved it. And I say the people who hated it, you ain't no better than him.
That's right.
Because all I'm doing is speaking the obvious and the truth on this guy who's out here doing wrong.
And I did not say allegedly.
No.
I didn't say allegedly.
Because he did it.
Listen, if you feel like I wronged you, then motherfucker, I'll see you in court. I'll see you in court. Because that guy you shot is my cousin. That man whose house you ran up in and went in his pockets and stole his money is my cousin. And he will come to court to testify against your scandalous crackhead ass. Pill popping faggot.
So after I put the paper.
Let me just say, I apologize for my loud outburst, but I love my people.
I know.
I love my family. And when you wrong them, you wrong me. But go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Y'all go sit down right now. Sit down, and I'm not going to say it no more. Sit down. I said sit down. So after I put this paper out, you know, I had to sit down with Miss Mayor Tyler, and she didn't appreciate me. She basically told me she didn't appreciate me doing it. But I say I did what was righteous. I did what was right. What I did wasn't wrong. You can't come tell me what I did was wrong. But moreover, the police, he told me, don't do that no more. And that ain't allegedly. Okay. Because he told me face to face, don't do that no more.
You can testify to that.
I could testify to that. So my thing is, you telling me don't do that no more because you didn't do your job.
That's corruption.
That's why you telling me don't do that no more. I shouldn't have did that. Don't do that no more. And what he told me was that them white folks is after him. He said, this what he told me.
Well, they should be.
He said them white folks is after him now, and they want him dead. This is what the chief of Holly Grove said about this situation.
Corruption is deep.
I say, I didn't do anything wrong. I was righteous upon this. How can I become mayor and I not show these people that I'm going to fight for you to make sure you're safe? You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not making sure you're safe, nobody else will. Because the police will be working for me. So if I'm not, as mayor, making sure the people of Holly Grove is safe, then how can y'all trust me to be mayor? You can't trust me to be mayor and I ain't speaking up on what's really going on right now.
You're not willing to protect the people.
Even if it bring me into harm's way. See, I had some people pause on that. You know what I'm saying? Because he crazy. He might do this. He might do that. Some people told me, I'm surprised he didn't burn your house down. So that tells me he's allegedly responsible for these fires. Allegedly. Because why is people saying, I'm surprised he didn't burn your house down? I had people and Clarendon say these things to me. Mm-hmm. Caucasian and African American. People say, I'm surprised they didn't burn your house down. So what is it that y'all know that I don't know? Okay. What is it that y'all know that I don't know? You know what I'm saying? So then he called himself intimidating me. I'm in the store. He come in the store smiling because he see me. As soon as he see me, he's cheesing. You know, and then he buy what he's going to buy, looking like a crackhead. Buy what he's going to buy, and he leaves at the store. So I goes to the door to make sure ain't nothing been done to my car because I don't trust him because he does crazy things.
So we just call it what it is, crackhead shit.
So I goes out there and I see he's standing out there still with his friend. And his friend comes in the store. Him and his friend come back in the store because I carry my gun, you know, to protect me and my family when they is with me. But can y'all shush? Stop, please. So I goes to the door to make sure, and he's standing out there with his friends. And I'm like, now why is he just standing out here when, if he came with these guys, they could get back in the car and have their conversation and go on about their business. But no, he was waiting on me to come out the door. Mm-hmm. And you could say I'm scary, but no, I'm scared for you on what I might do to you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to kill you. I don't want to shoot you. I don't want to hurt you.
But you will.
But I will. Yes, I will. I know. I'm not gonna let you do nothing to me.
Because you gotta go. You gotta come home.
I gotta come home. I got children.
You got me.
I got something to live. I got a husband and children. I got something to live for. You know what I'm saying? He might not have nothing to live for, but I got something to live for. Because obviously you don't have.
Please, come on, guys, calm down.
Y'all supposed to be watching a movie. I got something to live for. You know what I'm saying? I got a husband and I got children that I have to tend to and come home to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna allow you to harm me because you and your feelings. Because your grandmother, she had to step down as mayor because there's too much garbage being said about what's true about her. There's too much garbage being put out there about her that's true. Because you know what she said about me? What? She said, you know what she said about me? What? She said, this girl only been here, she's from Chicago, and she ain't been here this long. How she know all my business? That tells me it's true. Because for somebody to say something about you, you're not going to say it's your business if it ain't true.
Right. Right.
You know?
Because your business is
It's
your business.
So that's what she said to me. I mean, that's what she said about me.
Okay.
I had people come tell me that's what she said. She said that about me, saying that this girl only been here a short time and she know all my business.
Okay.
You know, so now she's not trusting people around her. You know, because...
Hey, listen, you know what? I'm on, you know, I'm just going to speak my mind. Hey, listen.
So you ain't running for mayor.
I ain't running for mayor. I say what the hell I want to say. You know, but first we're just going to deal with the Tyler family, you know, the mayor and the grandson.
Right.
But first my first issue is with the grandson. Hey, listen here, man. That intimidation shit, hey, listen, man, I ain't going to stand for it. Because when I come look for you, we ain't going to be talking. Ain't gonna be nothing to talk about. Time for talking is over with. I'm a different kind of guy. I'm a totally different kind of breed of guy. You see what I'm saying? I'm totally different. You ain't never seen the likes of me. You know what I'm saying? It's so much so that when I left Chicago, when they came out with that law, what people are calling the purge, we're gonna have another podcast. We're gonna discuss the purge.
Okay.
And I should discuss it because I am a true, authentic Chicagoan. Right. I'm a good fella. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just a different breed of guy. So anyway, the story of what I'm saying is that I left Chicago, and when they started this, they started this new law that where come January 1st, there's no more cash bonds. Murder is going to go free. Some rapists are even going to go free. You know what I'm saying? Only people that ain't going free, I think, is first degree murder, premeditated murder. But your second degree murder, manslaughter, so forth, we're gonna let them go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Intimidation of official law. You know what I'm saying? Officials. Hey, you're going free. Everybody's going free, basically. So what had happened was I was going. And a guy had beef with my brother. So I kept it 100 with my brother when he called and told me. I said, listen, just because I'm gone don't mean rules change. Stays the same. If he run up on you, I left you that pocket 9mm, take it out and blow his brain out. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
Because nobody's going to tell. You can do it broad daylight in front of anybody. No, listen, this is true. This happens in Chicago every day.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't no O block. We don't go around talking about it on I'm not on Facebook. You ain't gonna hear about my dirt on Facebook. You gotta know me. Right. Matter of fact, you gotta be there to see it. If you didn't witness it, you don't know. But hey, listen, I know plenty folks. This is how we get down. Broad daylight, under the goddamn camera.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that to say that I'm a different kind of guy, man. This you out of your league, man. This ain't what you want to do. He also,
when I was driving, he was sitting outside in the lot next to us, sitting out there. We basically enemies because you know what I'm saying. What I done, I'm sure you didn't agree with it. We don't have. This is not your grandma's house. Why is you on this lot? Why is you next door to me? What you watching me?
You know what
he tried to get my dog attention because the dog followed me. He tried to get my dog to come to him. What are you trying to do? I feel threatened now. You know what I'm saying? To the point that I can't trust you being near me because I don't know what you're going to do.
Listen, man, if you put your hands on my wife, man, you know what it is. I ain't got to say it. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to wait no day or two, no week or so. No, I'm going to come get you right then and there. Right then and there, I'm going to be tracking you down. I'm going to get them. You know what I'm saying?
And see, the thing is that they think everybody is scared of them.
I ain't scared of no motherfucker.
A lot of people running around here like, oh, I'm surprised them grandsons of hers ain't came after you and all of this. I'm like, why? What? These people think people scared of them?
Okay. Well, no, let me backtrack. Because let me finish telling you the story. So anyway, my brother had beef with a guy. not really beef. He made a comment. My brother didn't appreciate it. So he went. So when they came out with this new law, the guy went back to my brother, apologized, authentically, seriously, compassionately apologized. He's basically begging my brother for forgiveness. Because at the end of the day, with this new law, you never know what could happen. You know what I'm saying? You never know what could happen. I'm a type of guy that when dirt going down, I ain't nowhere around. But I'm gonna tell you what's going down. I will forewarn you because I feel that's fair. That's why I'm forewarning you. What's his name? Steve Tyler?
Yeah.
That's why I'm forewarning you.
Oh,
So when the dirt go down, you've been forewarned. You know, so the guy knew that there could be problems. And he said to my brother, I've been trying to call your brother, and I've been trying to call him, but I'm a busy man. I take in calls all day, every day, constantly on the phone, constantly on the computer, constantly faxing stuff,
Wait, baby.
taking in emails.
Hold on. Repeat that because she's screaming the whole while in the background.
Well, I'm constantly on the phone, so I may have gotten this call, but didn't recognize the number. You know, or maybe I didn't recognize the number. I know I didn't, but I know who he is, and I know he has my number, just like I may have his number in the old phone, but I know I don't have it now.
Right.
Then again, it might transfer it over. I got so many numbers in my contact. Anyway, so he goes to my brother. He sincerely apologizes to my brother, and he tells him that I've been trying to reach your brother to apologize to him. Well, whatever was said to my brother. Why do you feel the need to apologize to me? Because he know me. He know this shit could swing way left real quick. This shit could get real bad. Because once shit get bad, it gets bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you won't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could lay claim to, I did so and so, but it wasn't